Hello students, as in this lecture we're gonna see the type number 9. As in the last lecture we had completed the type number 8, which was based on integral e raised to x f of x plus f dash x into dx equals to e raised to x f of x plus c. And this is the last type of the integration, which is known as integration by partial fraction, as one of the very important type from the integration I can say. And the weightage for this type I can say it is proper 4 mark sum. Each and every sum of the last type, and it is your last exercise also. It is for commerce as well as for science. For both this stream they have this topic integration by partial fraction, and each and every sum of the last exercise it is of proper 4 mark sum. As in type number 9 also there are three subtypes, in which today we're gonna see the type number 1. In that three types also, the first one is the only important concept for you all. The second and third, it is also important, but basically when you will see the board papers of past years, you will come across the sums of integration by partial fraction. It will be from the type number 1 only. Okay, so according to me, so type number 1 will play an important role for your board exam. Second and third, it is rare. Sometime it's come in the exam, sometime not. But type number 1, mm, majority of time when you will see the board papers, you will see these types of sum for 4 marks. Okay, so let's begin with the concept first. As the type number 1, it says that if denominator is expressed as non-repeated linear factor. So non-repeated linear factor means what? Actually your given integral, it will be in this form, like this: p px plus q upon x minus a x minus b. Sometime it will be px plus q upon x minus a x minus b x minus c. Sometime it will be px square plus qx plus r upon x minus a x minus b x minus c. Or sometime it will be px square plus qx plus r upon, okay, you will have only two term. So basically in the type number 1, where you will see denominator is expressed as non-repeated linear factor, as you will come across the sums based on like this, like this, and like this. Okay, so these are the three major type subtype I can say. Okay, so in which when the function is of this form px plus q, and in the denominator, can you say denominator is expressed as non-repeated linear factor? Non-repeated means what? Here x minus a and x minus b will be different. Like here a and b will be the different number. Suppose here a, if it contain 3, so b will be different number. Okay, so here the denominator will be what? Non-repeated linear factor. Here also, here a b c will be different. Okay, so whenever you come across the function like in this form px plus q upon x minus a x minus b, you will express this equation, as we know that in integration we don't have integration of u by v. As we don't have integration of u by v, okay, so we have to do something, some adjustment in a such a way that we can proceed our integration further. So whenever you come across the sum like this, in the numerator if you see a linear equation, and in denominator also you have two linear, okay, factor, but see to it that it has to be a non-repeated linear factor, okay, as here a and b it should be different. So then it can be expressed as a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus b, where a and b are what, the real number, where you have to solve this part, a basic algebraical calculation by cross multiplying, okay, whatever you want to do, you will express this function in this form, where after that, after basic calculation, where you will get the value of a and b. After getting the value of a and b, you will substitute the value of a and b here, and then after that you will integrate this part, taking integration on both the sides. So here you will get integration of px plus q upon x minus a x minus b equal to integration of a upon x minus a into dx plus integration of b upon x minus b into dx. Then after that this section, this part, as a and b is what, it is a constant, so a and b it will come outside the integral. So the last step, we have to integrate with respect to x, so this will be in the form of this formula. So as we know that integration of 1 upon x is what, it is log mod of x plus c. If we have 1 upon ax plus b into dx, when your x is replaced by some other term, as it is a linear term, so it will be log mod ax plus b, as x is replaced by some other term. So we have to use the chain rule property, and we know that what is chain rule property, you will apply the formula plus, as it look like 1 upon x, we'll consider this whole part as x. So 1 upon x is what, log mod of x, but into you will write 1 upon the coefficient of x, so it will be 1 upon a plus c. So for this type, the last step will be what, you will apply the integration of 1 upon x, where you will get log mod of x plus c. Understood? Got the point? Okay. Now the next, sometime you will have non-repeated linear factor. There will be three linear factor like this, but it will be non-repeated, where a b c it will be different. So it can be expressed as a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus b plus c upon x minus c, where you will solve this part, where you will get the value of a, b and c. Then take integration on both the side, substitute the value, integrate. So here also you will integrate by using this formula. So you must remember this only two formula for type number 1, I will say. So integration of 1 upon x is what, log mod x plus c, and integration of 1 upon ax plus b is what, log mod ax plus b into 1 upon a. Sometime you will come across this formula also, 1 upon x square plus a square, 1 upon x square minus a square, or 1 upon a square minus x square. That means the type number 1a formula. I hope you all might be knowing what is integration 1 upon x square plus a square, 1 upon x square minus a square, and integration 1 upon a square minus x square. Okay, but basically majority of the sum it will be solved by using this integral formula, that is 1 upon x, that is equals to log mod of x plus c. Okay, now in that second one is what, if the function is of this form, where you will see a quadratic equation in the numerator, and in the denominator you will see a non-repeated linear factor. So again this it can be expressed as a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus b plus c upon x minus c. Here also you will solve this part where you will get the value. Okay, so you have to remember this three subtype. Sometime the function it will be in this form, so you will express this form as a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus b. Sometime you will have three a linear non-repeated factor, so you will replace it will you will express it as a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus b plus c upon x minus c. Sometime you will come across where you will see in the numerator you will have a quadratic equation, and in the denominator you will see the non-repeated linear factor. Okay, so where you will express this as a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus b and c upon x minus c, where you will get the value of a, b, c. Now we'll take one example, then only you will come to know how to present, how to find the value of a, b and c, and how to integrate by using these formulas. Okay, so let's check some few example based on the type number 1. As I told, integration by partial fraction, there are three important types, subtype I will say, in which the type number 1 is the only important one. Okay, so when you will see the board papers you will come across that the type number 1 will play an important role, as it is your last exercise for both commerce and science, and each and every sum of the last exercise it is a proper 4 marks sum. Okay, so let's check some examples. So here the first one is what? I equals to integral 2x plus 1 upon x plus 1 x minus 2 into dx. As clearly we can see that the function is of this form. In the numerator we have a linear expression, and in the denominator we have non-repeated linear factor. Yes or no? Where a and b are different. Then express it as a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus b, where a and b are the real numbers, where you will get the value of a and b after solving this section. As I told, after when you will solve this part, this section, both the side, when you will compare the left hand side and right hand side coefficient, you will get the value of a and b. So let's move on and let's see how to frame the steps. Okay, so here the first step will be what? You will take, you will write, put 2x plus 1 upon x plus 1 x minus 2, will express this form as a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus b. So a upon x minus a, so that means x plus 1 plus b upon x minus 2. Okay, now we'll solve this section. We'll compare the left hand side and right hand side coefficient, where you will get the value of a and b. Now let's see how to find the value of a and b. Now to find the value of a and b, there are 3-4 different ways, different method in which you can find your answer. Okay, so here I will show, out of that 4 different method, I will show the one of the easiest method from which you can find your answer of a and b. Okay, so simply here what you will do, the first method is what? Cross this section, cross this part, so this will come this side, like I will show this expression here. 2x 2x plus 1 upon x plus 1 x minus 2 equal to a upon x plus 1 plus b upon x minus 2. So just cross multiply here, so x minus 2 plus b x plus 1, so this will be x plus 1 x minus 2, 2x plus 1 upon x plus 1 x minus 2. As here clearly we can see that the denominator section for left hand side and right hand side it is same, so it will get cancelled. Whether you bring this part, to the left hand side, or when you, or else you bring this part to the right hand side. So this section will get cancelled. So here you will left with 2x plus 1 a x minus 2 plus b x plus 1. Okay, got the point? Now the second method is what? Simply multiply throughout by this part x plus 1 x minus 2. So when you will multiply throughout by this part, so where x plus 1 x minus 2 will get cancelled here, so you will left with 2x plus 1 equals to, here x plus 1 will get cancelled, so here you will get a x minus 2, and here x minus 2 will get cancelled, here you will get x plus 1, as here we are getting the same expression. Yes or no? So whether you cross multiply or you do this method multiply throughout by this term, you will get the same answer. Okay, so it is on you which method you follows. So here, okay, so we'll multiply throughout by x plus 1 and x minus 2. So here you will get what? 2x plus 1 equals to a. So here x plus 1 will get cancelled, so here you will get x minus 2 plus, here x minus 2 will get cancelled, here you will get x plus 1. Got the point? Understood? Okay, so now after this also there are 2 3 different method in which you can find your answer. The first method is what? Bracket open with this a and b, arrange the like terms with respect to x and with respect to constant. Then after that, compare the left hand side and right hand side coefficient, and then solve the sum. That is the first method. Second method, as compared to the first, I will say it is very easy. So I will show the easiest method here. Simply what you will do, as here we have x plus 1, take the opposite symbol of this. Opposite symbol for plus 1 would be what? Minus 1. So in the first case you will put, to get the value of a and b, the simple method, the second method is very simple actually. Simply you will put what? X equals to, okay, just check the opposite symbol, minus 1. So wherever you see x, just simply put minus 1, so where you will get the value of a or b. In second case, you will put x equals to minus 2 is there, so the opposite symbol for minus 2 will be what? Plus 2. So in the second case you will put x equals to 2, so where you will get the second value of second alphabet. So let's see. Okay, the first method is what? Bracket open, arrange the like terms with respect to x and constant, compare the coefficient of x and the number. I hope you all might be knowing how to compare, as there was one type which was based on the linear and the quadratic form where we used to do this. Yes or no? I hope you all might be knowing how to compare and how to find the value of a and b. And the second method, I guess it is the simplest method. Simply what you will do, take this part, take the opposite symbol of this number. So plus 1 will be minus 1, and here plus 2 will be minus 2 will be what? Plus 2. Simply replace, in the first case you will replace the value of x by minus 1, and the second case you will replace the value of x by 2. So in the first case you will get the value of one alphabet, and in the second case you will get the value of second alphabet. That's it. Okay, so here wherever you see x, will put minus 1, minus 1. Yes or no? So this will be what? Minus 2 plus 1 equals 2. Minus 1 minus 2 is minus 3a. Okay, so here plus 1 minus 1 will get cancelled, so 0 into n number will be 0. So 0 into b will be 0. Leave that part. Okay, so here minus 2 plus 1 is what? Minus 1 equals to minus 3a. So your minus will get cancelled, so here the value of a will be what? 1 by 3. Yes or no? 3 will come down, so the value of a will be 1 by 3. So in this way you will find your answer. In the second case, wherever you see x, simply substitute the value replace the value x by 2. Okay, so this will be what 4 plus 1 equals to 2 will get cancelled, so 0 into a number will be 0, leave that part. So 2 plus 1 is 3, so this will be 3b. So 5 equals to 3b, so therefore we can say b will be equals to 5 by 3. So here we got the value of a and b. I hope you all understood how to find the value of a and b by using the second method. The first method is what? Bracket open, arrange the part with respect to the like terms, x and number, then compare the coefficient of left hand side and right hand side, you will get the answer of a and b. The second method is quite very simple. Just simply take the first part, take the opposite symbol of this number, plus 1 will be minus 1. Wherever you see x, replace the x by minus 1, you will get the answer of one alphabet. Then take the second linear factor, x minus 2. So minus 2 will be what? Plus 2. Replace the value of x wherever you see by 2, so where you will get the value of second alphabet. So in this way you can find your answer of a and b. Okay, after getting the value of a and b, we know that we have to express this form, yes or no. Okay, I equals to integral 2x plus 1 upon x plus 1 x minus 2 into dx as what? A upon, you have to take integration of both the sides. Simply what you have to do, take integration of both the side. So now this integral part, it will get converted into this form, yes or no. So this we can write as what? X minus a into dx plus integral b upon x minus b into dx, as this section are the one and the same. Okay, so now I equals to, as this part now it is replaced by what? The section, that is integral a upon x minus a into dx plus b upon x minus b into dx. So why we add this all things? Because we know that in integration we don't have the integration for u by v, so we have to arrange that division rule u by v in a such a way that we can solve the integral further. So this is the method in which you can express the term in this form, where you can integrate this section further. So this is a method actually which you have to remember, you have to buy it. Whenever you come across the expression, the function as in this form, you will express the function like this only. Okay, then only you will get the answer. So this all things you have to remember, you have to buy it. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. Okay, so here a, it was this part, it was x plus 1, yes or no, and here it was x minus 2. So you will write x plus 1 x minus 2. Okay, understood. As here integration to x plus 1 x plus 1 x minus 2, as it is replaced by what? A upon x plus 1 plus b upon x minus 2. Got the point? Understood. Okay, so now we'll bring this a outside the integral, here b also, as it is a constant. Here we got the value of a as 1 by 3 integral 1 upon x plus 1 into dx. B, here we got 5 by 3 integral 1 upon x minus 2 into dx. Now we can integrate with respect to x, so we'll keep this 1 upon 3 as it is, as this look like what? Integration 1 upon x into dx, which is equals to log mod of x plus c. So here we'll write log mod of x plus 1, as here the coefficient of x is what? 1, so into 1 upon 1 will be what? 1 only. Okay, integration 1 upon ax plus b into dx is what? Log mod ax plus b into 1 upon a plus b. So when you will apply the property, this one also, integral 1 upon ax plus b, as here a is what? 1 only, so 1 upon 1 will be 1, so you will get log mod x plus 1 only. Okay, plus 5 by 3, so here this will be log mod x minus 2 into 1 upon 1 will be 1, as we had integrated both the function, so here you will write plus c. Okay, so in this way you can find your answer for this types of sum. I hope you all understood that how to express the given integral in this form and how to find the value of a and b and how to integrate further. So remember the type number 1, it will be in this form. Sometime you will have only two linear non-repeated linear factors, sometime you will have three non-repeated linear factor, but the process and the method will be same for both the section. Okay, in the numerator you will have the linear expression, and in the denominator you will see, sometime you will see two non-repeated linear factors, sometime you will see three non-repeated linear factor. Method for both the section it will be same. Now what exactly we have to do? See to that if the function is of this form, then you will express it as a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus b. Suppose here we have the third non-repeated linear factor x minus c, so you will write plus c upon x minus c. And after that, after finding a and b, you will integrate on both the section, so you will express this whole part, whole integration as this form. Yes or no? As this integral, after this, afterward it will get converted into in this form, so that only I wrote. Simply integrate the section both the side, so this whole part it will get converted into integral a upon x plus 1 into dx, integral b upon x minus 2 into dx. After that you will apply the formula, which one? Integration 1 upon x, that is log mod of x plus c. I hope you all understood the first example. Okay, then we'll take one more example where you will see the function, it will be in this form. Numerator it will contain quadratic, as here we have a quadratic expression, yes or no? And the denominator it will be non-repeated linear factors, as clearly we can see that it is in the form of x minus a, x plus x minus b and x minus c. And numerator, as clearly we can see that it is a quadratic, yes or no? Let it be if the middle term is absent, but it is quadratic because here the power of the variable is what? 2. So whenever you come across whether numerator is linear, whether the numerator is quadratic, whether it is linear or whether it is quadratic, okay, the method will remain same. You will express the function as in this form: a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus b plus c upon x minus c, where you will get the value of a and b, and just then after that simply put the value of a and b and then integrate with respect to x, where you will get the answer. Got the point? Understood? So now we'll take one sum where one sum based on this one, where in the numerator it will be a quadratic and in the denominator you will see three different non-repeated linear factor. Okay,